My dear friends, in this moment, I want you to listen closely to what I have to say. You may be sitting in your chair right now, feeling burdened by worry. Your mind may be spinning with questions about what tomorrow holds. I want you to understand right here and right now that God knows which door yours. You do not need to fear. You do not need to question His plan. You do not need to be anxious about the paths that lie ahead. You see, we live in a world where worry is a constant companion. We worry about our finances. We worry about our relationships. We worry about our health. We worry about our future, our children, our careers, and the challenges that seem to multiply before us. But listen to me now. Worrying is not the answer. Worrying will not solve a single problem. Worrying will not change a single circumstance. Worrying will not open a single door. But faith in God, faith in the Almighty Creator that will move mountains, that will open doors that no man can close. I understand that you may be facing trials, difficulties, and uncertainties. I understand that there are moments when the weight of the world seems too much to bear. But I want to remind you of something powerful today. God knows your every need. He knows your heart, your struggles, your desires. He sees the doors that are before you, and He knows which one belongs to you. So stop worrying. Stop trying to figure it all out on your own. Stop exhausting yourself with what-ifs, and may trust in the God who has already paved the way. When we worry, we give control to our fears, to our doubts, to our insecurities. We allow the enemy to take root in our hearts, and we lose sight of the truth. God is sovereign and He is in control. The doors that are before you are not by chance. They are ordained by God. You may not understand why you are facing certain challenges, but I assure you that God has a purpose. He has a plan. His ways are higher than our way. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And He knows exactly which door is yours. In the book of Matthew, Jesus says, ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. Matthew 7. Do you believe that? Do you truly believe that when you knock, the door will be opened? God's promises are not empty words. His word is truth, and His truth will set you free. Stop doubting, stop second-guessing. When God says He will open doors for you, He means it. But here's the thing, when you are walking by faith, when you are trusting in God's plan, sometimes the door may not open right away. Sometimes the door you are praying for may not be the door that God has prepared for you. And that's when the enemy tries to get in your head. That's when he tries to make you question whether God... Here's your prayers, whether God sees your struggles, whether God truly cares about your desire. But I am here to tell you today, God is working behind the scenes. He is orchestrating everything for your good. Even when you cannot see it, even when the door seems shut, trust that God is still at work. There are some of you who are standing before doors right now, and they seem locked. You've been knocking, praying, hoping for that breakthrough. But the door hasn't opened, and in that moment of waiting, doubt begins to creep in. You begin to wonder if it's ever going to happen. You begin to wonder if you've something wrong, if you've missed the mark, if you've somehow fallen out of favor with God. But I want to remind you today that the timing of the Lord is perfect. His ways are not our ways, and His timing is not our timing. When God opens a door, no man can shut it, and when He shuts a door, no man can open it. Do you understand that? Do you hear what I'm saying? God knows what is best for you. He knows the desires of your heart, and He will not give you something that is not meant for you. If that door hasn't opened yet, it's because God has something better. If that door has closed, it's because God's protecting you from something that would have hurt you. You see, we often pray for things that seem good to us, but God sees the bigger picture. He sees the end from the beginning. He knows what will bring you joy, peace, and fulfillment. And when the time is right, He will open the door that is meant for you. This is a moment of surrender. This is a moment to let go of your worries, your fears, and your control. The truth is, many of us hold on so tightly to the things we think we need, the doors we think should be open, that we miss out on the doors God is already preparing for us. I know it's hard to trust. I know it's hard to trust. I know it's difficult to wait. But I promise you, God has a door with your name on it, and it's just a matter of time before he opens it. The Bible tells us in Psalm 37:4, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." Notice what it says, delight yourself in the Lord. When you are focused on seeking God's will, when you are living in obedience and surrender, he will give you the desires of your heart. But this is not about you manipulating God to get what you want. This is about you aligning your heart with his. It's about trusting that he knows what is best for you. When you surrender your desires to God, he will give you what is good for you, what is right for you, what will bring you peace and joy. We must remember that God's timing is not our timing. The door you are waiting for may not open when you expect it to, but God is never late. He is always right on time. And when that door opens, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was God who opened it. You will look back and see how he has worked in your life, how he has guided you, how he has protected you, and you will give him all the glory. Some of you are facing doors that are closed right now, and you are discouraged. You feel like you've been knocking, praying, and hoping, but the door won't open. But I want to encourage you, do not give up. Keep knocking, keep seeking, keep praying. Praying God is faithful, and he will not leave you stranded. Trust that he is working on your behalf. Trust that he is opening doors in his perfect timing. There's a story in the Bible about the Apostle Paul. He was a man of great faith, a man who preached the gospel with boldness and conviction. But even Paul faced moments of uncertainty and doors that seemed closed. In Acts 16:7. We see that Paul and his companions were trying to enter a certain region to preach the gospel, but the Holy Spirit kept them from going. The door was closed, and yet they did not give up. They did not despair. They kept seeking the Lord, and God opened a new door for them, a door to Macedonia, where they would lead people to Christ. Sometimes God closes doors to redirect us. Sometimes he closes one door to open another, and we may not always understand why. But what we can know for sure is this: God knows what's best for us. God knows which door is ours, and he will lead us to it in his perfect timing. As you stand before the doors of your life, remember that God is with you. He is guiding you. He is opening doors for you that no one can shut. So stop worrying. Stop trying to figure it all out. Trust that God knows which door is yours. Trust that he has a plan for your life, a plan to prosper you and not to harm you, a plan to give you a hope in the future. And when the time is right, that door will open, and you will walk through it in faith, knowing that it was God who led you there. So I say to you today, trust in God, trust in his timing, trust that he knows the way, and stop worrying. Your God is faithful, and he will never leave you nor forsake you. He knows which door is yours, and he will open it at just the right moment. Keep your eyes on him, keep your faith in him, and know that he will lead you to the door that he has prepared for you. Do you feel the weight of worry pressing upon you right now? I know. Some of you do. I know there are many among us who are burdened with questions. You're standing before that door, waiting for it to open, praying for it to open, but it seems as though it remains locked, immovable. You've been walking this road for so long, and you're tired, weary from knocking. You've been faithful, haven't you? You've kept your trust in God. You've done everything you thought was right, and yet the door won't budge. But let me ask you something. Why do you think that door is still closed? Could it be that God is protecting you from something you can't yet see? Could it be that in his wisdom, he is holding back what you desire because he knows there is something greater, something better that he has prepared for you? You see, we often look at the closed doors of our lives and we view them as obstacles, as signs of failure, or as evidence that God has forgotten us. But I want you to understand this: a closed door is not a denial. It is a divine redirection. God sees the end from the beginning, and he knows exactly where he is leading you, in the same way that a loving father would not give his child something that is not good for them. God will not give you what is not meant for you. And it's in those moments when the door seems firmly closed that God is asking you to trust him even more, asking you to surrender your timeline, to release your control, and to lean fully on his understanding. You see, God knows which door is yours, and He has been preparing that door for you long before you even realized it. Let me tell you, there are times in life when we think we know exactly what we need. We've planned it all out, we've mapped out the road ahead, and we've got our heart set on one particular door. But God, oh, how He knows us. He knows that what we think we need and what we truly need may not always align. Sometimes we think the door we're praying for is the answer, but in His infinite love and wisdom, God is holding that door back because He knows what's waiting behind. It is not what's best for us. He knows that something else, something better, is just around the corner. The enemy will try to make you doubt. He will try to convince you that God has forgotten you, that He is not listening to your prayers, that He has abandoned you in your time of need. But that's a lie. That's the voice of the enemy. The one who wants you to stop trusting, to stop praying, to stop knocking. And let me tell you, if you stop knocking, if you stop seeking, if you give in to the lies of doubt, you may miss the door that God has been preparing for you. Faith is not passive, my friends. Faith is active. It is persistent. It is knocking when you feel like giving up. It is trusting when you can't see the way forward. It is believing when everything around you tells you to quit. Faith doesn't walk away. When the door is closed, it knocks louder. It seeks longer. It believes harder. You may not see it now, but behind that closed door, there's a promise waiting for you, and God, your heavenly Father, has every intention of bringing you through that door when the time is right. But He needs you to trust Him in the waiting. He trust Him in the waiting. He needs you to believe that His timing is better than yours. I know some of you are wondering why this waiting is necessary. I understand the pain of waiting. It's hard to stay in that place of uncertainty where the road ahead seems unclear, But remember this, God is never hurry. We live in a world where everything happens at lightning speed. We want everything now. We want to see the answers today, and we want to see the doors open immediately. But God is not confined to our clock. He operates on eternal time, and His perfect timing always brings the greatest results. The Momo. Wait is not punishment. The wait is preparation. Think about it. When God called Moses to lead the people out of Egypt, Moses didn't just walk up to Pharaoh and demand the release of the Israelites. No, he spent 40 years in the wilderness, 40 years of waiting of counsel, a preparation of being molded and shaped by God. And when the time was right, when Moses was fully prepared for the mission that lay ahead, the door was open. He didn't know that door was coming in the wilderness. But God knew. He knew every step of the way. And when that door opened, Moses was ready. He was equipped, and the people of Israel were set free. Some of you feel like you're in your wilderness right now. You feel like you're wandering, uncertain of what's ahead, wondering when or if that door will ever open. But let me tell you, your wilderness is not wasted time. It is the place where God prepares you for what lies ahead. Don't rush the process. Don't be in such a hurry to get through it that you miss what God is trying to teach you. Trust that God is building you, strengthening you, and refining you in this season. The doors you're praying for are not simply going to appear out of nowhere. They are going to open at the right time when you are ready to walk through them in faith. And I want you to hear this today. There is no door that is too difficult for God to open. There is no obstacle too great, no chain too strong, no barrier too high. God can open doors that no one else can open, and He can close doors that no one else can close. He is the one who holds the keys. Revelation 3:78 tells us what He opens, no one can shut, and what He shuts, no one can open. Do you believe that God is able to open the doors that no man can close and shut the doors that no man can open? If you do, then you can rest assured that when the time is right, the door that is meant for you will open. But until that moment, do not waste your time worrying. Do not waste your energy fretting over what has not yet come to pass. Trust that the God who holds the keys is already working on your behalf. Trust that He is preparing the right door, the right opportunity, the right timing. And when that door opens, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was God who opened it, and it was worth every moment of waiting. So I challenge you today, my friends, stop worrying. Stop doubting, stop fearing the God who knows the way. The God who knows the door that is yours is faithful. He will not fail you. He will open the door at the perfect time. And when he does, you will walk through it with a confidence that can only come from knowing that God is with you, leading you, guiding you. Until then, keep knocking, keep trusting, and know that the door that is meant for you will open in his perfect timing. God is faithful. He is faithful to open doors. He is faithful to lead you where he wants you to go, and he is faithful to bring you through the doors he has prepared at just the right moment. Keep your trust in him. Keep your faith in him and stop worrying, because God knows which door is yours. There is power in knowing that God is the one who holds the key. And I want you to understand something deeply. The key to your breakthrough is not in your hands, but in the hands of the Almighty. If you've been trying to turn the key yourself and it seems like it won't budge, it's not because you failed. It's because God is showing you something more. He's teaching you to trust him. More fully, he's asking you to let go of the illusion that you can control everything and to step into the profound truth that he is in control of it all. When we try to force open doors that God hasn't opened, we don't just hurt ourselves. We risk missing out on his perfect plan. You see, the door that God opens for you is always the right one. It's the one that leads you into his divine purpose, into the future he's already prepared for you. That's why we cannot afford to worry. Worrying is like doubting God's ability to open the right doors at the right time. Worrying is like telling God that is not powerful enough to move mountains, not wise enough to know the perfect path for your life. But we know that is a lie, don't we? We know that our God is able to do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine. When you look at the circumstances of your life, what do you see? Do you see obstacles, setbacks, and closed doors? Or do you see the opportunity for God to move? The greatest moves of God are often made when we reach the end of our own strength, when we stand before what seems like an insurmountable wall, and then in the stillness we trust God is never far away. My friends, he is never distant. In fact, he is closer than you can imagine. He is closer than your next breath, and he is ready to move on your behalf. If you will stop worrying, if you will stop worrying, if you will surrender, if you will stop trying to force things to happen in your own time, you will begin to see the doors open before you. You must realize this truth today. The door that's meant for you is not just an opportunity, it's a divine appointment. When God opens a door for you, he's inviting you into something greater than you could have ever planned. Don't settle for the doors you can open with your own hands. Don't settle for the doors that seem easy, or the ones that promise immediate satisfaction. You were not made for easy things. You were made for divine destiny, and divine destiny requires waiting on God. It requires trusting his process. You may not see it now, but the doors God is preparing for you are doors of abundance, doors of favor, doors that lead you into your purpose. Have you ever looked back on your life and realized that some of the greatest blessings you've received were the ones that came after a long season of waiting? Think about that for a moment. Some of the greatest gifts God has given you weren't the ones you expected or asked for. They were the ones that came after God closed doors you thought you wanted to walk through. And as you look back, you see, now that closed doors were actually God's protection. They were not meant to bring pain. They were meant to protect you from things that would have harmed you. I believe there are some of you right now who are standing at the threshold of a new chapter in your life. But you're hesitant. You're hesitant because you don't know what's on the other side of that door. You're worried, you're anxious. The fear of the unknown has a grip on your heart. But I want you to hear this today. The fear of the unknown will never be stronger than the power of the one who holds the key to your future. God is not asking you to know what lies ahead. He's asking you to trust that he knows exactly what lies ahead, and he will not let you down. If he is opening a door, you can walk through it with confidence because he has already gone before you. There is a place in your life where you will come face to face with what seems like an impossible situation, and you will wonder how you're going to make it. I want to remind you that God is not surprised by your circumstances. He has already prepared the way you may be walking through a season of difficulty right now. But that difficulty is not the end of your story. It's just a chapter, and when that door opens, the next chapter will be filled with blessings you couldn't have imagined now. Hear me. There are some of you who are standing at the door, and you've been standing there for what feels like an eternity. Maybe you've been praying for that breakthrough for years. You've been pleading with God for a miracle for the door to open, and it seems like nothing is happening. But I want to tell you something that might be hard to hear. Sometimes the door doesn't open when we think it should, because God is using that time to prepare you to handle what's behind it. You see, blessing is not just in the door, it's in the preparation. God wants to make sure that when that door swings open, you are ready to walk through it and walk in the fullness of His blessing. Don't rush the preparation. Don't despise the waiting. Understand that God is refining you. He's teaching you patience. He's teaching you trust. He's teaching you to stand firm in your faith, so that when that door finally opens, you will be fully equipped to step into the next season of your life. The greatest victories are not won in the moments of ease. They are won in the waiting. They are won in the moments of uncertainty, when you don't know the door will ever open. And when it does, you will have a testimony that speaks of God's faithfulness, of His timing, and of His perfect plan. There's a miracle in the waiting. And if you will trust God in that season, He will reward you with more than you can ever imagine. Don't let worry steal your peace. Don't let anxiety rob you of the joy that comes from knowing that God holds the key. Every door that opens in your life is a testimony to His faithfulness. When you walk through that door, you will know that it was God who opened it. It was God who made a way when there seemed to be no way. And He will get all the glory. So stop worrying, stop doubting, and begin to rest in the fact that God knows which door is yours, and He will open it at just the right time. There are moments in our lives when we feel as though we're stuck in limbo, caught between where we've been and where we know God is calling us. You look ahead, and all you see is uncertainty. You know there's something more out there for you, but the door seems so far off. You feel the pressure, mounting the pressure to do something, to make it happen, to force the door open on your own. But I want to remind you of something powerful today. You don't have to make it happen. God is already at work behind the scenes, even when you can't see it. He's moving, He's orchestrating, and He's preparing a way for you. Sometimes we get so focused on the waiting that we forget that God is not a passive bystander in our lives. He is the creator of time itself. He is the one who has already gone ahead of you and prepared the path. He knows every step you will take before you even take it. So when you stand at the door, don't let the silence overwhelm you. Don't let the waiting seasons become a source of despair. The quietness you experience is not evidence of abandonment. It's the gentle reminder that God is at work in ways you cannot yet see. He is shaping the circumstances, aligning the people, and positioning you for what's to come. There's an incredible peace in understanding that God's timing is perfect. That peace is what allows us to rest, even in the moments of uncertainty. When we begin to fully trust in His timing, we release the burden of making things happen ourselves. We stop striving. We stop pushing. And we learn to be still. It's in stillness that God does His greatest work. Think about it. When a seed is planted in the soil, it doesn't try to force its way out of the ground. It doesn't worry about the rain, the sunlight, or the timing of the harvest. It simply trusts the process, knowing that in time the right conditions will come and the fruit will emerge. This is the kind of faith God is calling us to today. It's a faith that says, I trust you, Lord. I trust that the door prepared for me will open at the right time. I trust that even when I don't see it, you're making a way. And I know that you are faithful to complete the work you've begun in me. We often forget that the process is just as important as the destination. God doesn't want to just open doors for you. He wants to transform you in the process of walking through them. He wants to refine your character, strengthen your faith, and deepen your trust in Him. So if you're standing at a closed door today, I encourage you to stop fighting the door. Stop banging your head against it, trying to force it open. That door is closed for a reason. It may seem like an obstacle now, but it's really an opportunity for you to lean in closer to God, to draw nearer to His presence, and to trust in His ability to open the right doors at the right time. Remember, the closed doors are not denials. They are simply detours leading you to something even greater. You may not understand it now, but God knows exactly what He's doing. One of the most powerful aspects of faith is the ability to see beyond what is visible. It's easy to focus on the here and now, the closed doors, the obstacles, the frustrations. But the faith God calls us to is a faith that sees beyond the moment. It's the faith that believes that every closed door is a step closer to the door that leads to your destiny. It's the faith that sees the unseen, that knows God is working behind the scenes, even when you can't yet see the result. This is where many people falter. They stop believing before they see the breakthrough. They lose hope when things don't go as they expected. But I want to tell you today, God is working in ways that are beyond your comprehension. He's working in the unseen, weaving together the threads of your story, orchestrating the events of your life, and aligning the circumstances for your good. When you place your trust in Him, you begin to see the world through His eyes, not yours. You see doors that are closed as opportunities for growth. You see delays as God's divine timing at work. You see setbacks as setups for what's coming next. God will never bring you to a place and then abandon you if He has closed one door. It is because He is opening another. He is not a God of confusion. He is a God of clarity. He's a God of purpose. And every door He opens for you will lead you closer to the plans He has for your life. Even when the road is hard and the path seems unclear, you can take comfort in the fact that the one who's called you is faithful, and He will never leave you. He will never fail you. You have to be willing to trust that the right door will open at the right time. You may not be able to control the timing, but you can control your response. You can choose to rest in His promises. You can choose to trust His thanks, choose to trust His heart. And when you do, the waiting doesn't feel like wasted time. It becomes a season of preparation. It becomes a time when God is growing your faith, deepening your character, and preparing you for the fullness of His blessing. I want you to hear this today. God's promises are not like the promises of man. When God says He will open a door for you, He will. And when He opens that door, no man can shut it. There is no enemy, no force of darkness, no circumstance in this world that can stand in the way of God's will for your life. What God has ordained for you will come to pass. It may not be in your timing. It may not look the way you expected it to, but it will be exactly what you need at exactly the right time. So stop worrying. Stop striving. Stop doubting. Trust in the one who holds the key to your future. Know that He sees the doors before you, and He knows which one is yours. His timing is perfect, and His plan is unshakable. Your part is simple: trust, obey, and wait in faith. When the door opens, walk through it with confidence, knowing that you are walking in the path that God has prepared for you. And when you look back on the journey, you will see that every step, every door, every season was part of His perfect plan to bring you into the fullness of His blessing. When you face moments of doubt, when the weight of your circumstances seems to press in on you from every side, I want you to remember this: God has never left you. Even when the door is not yet open, He is still present. He is still working. Even in the silence, we live in a world that demands instant gratification. A world where waiting is often seen as a weakness, where we are pressured to always be doing something, achieving something, proving something. But in God's kingdom, waiting is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of trust. Waiting on God is not about inactivity. It's about learning to rest in the assurance that He knows exactly what He's doing. His ways are not your ways. His thoughts are not your thoughts. When we choose to wait on Him, we choose to believe that He is orchestrating something greater than what we can see. I know the waiting feels long. I know the questions linger. But when you wait on God, You are allowing His perfect timing to unfold, and I assure you it is far greater than anything you could have ever planned for yourself. Think about the Israelites as they wandered through the desert. There were times when they must have wondered if God had forgotten them. The journey was long. The road was uncertain. The promise seemed distant. But God was always with them, guiding them, protecting them, preparing them for the moment when He would open the door to the promised land. It didn't happen in their timing. It didn't happen in their timing. It didn't happen the way they expected. But when the time was right, God led them into the land that He had promised to them. Your journey may feel like a desert right now, but don't mistake that for abandonment. God is using this season to refine you, to build your trust, to prepare you for the greatness He has in store for you. When the door opens, it will be worth every step of the journey, every tear you've shed, every prayer you've prayed, every moment of doubt you've faced. God is using it all to shape you, to mold you, to make you ready for the blessings that are coming. You see, when God opens the right door, it's not just about the opportunity that lies behind it. It's about who you become as you walk through it. God is far more concerned with your character than your comfort. His desire is not just to give you what you think you need, but to mold you into the person He created you to be. When you stand before the door, don't focus only on what's waiting for you on the other side. Look at what God is doing inside of you as you wait. Look at how He's shaping your heart, growing your patience and deepening your faith. Trust that God knows exactly what door is yours. He sees the path ahead, and He is faithful to guide you. Step by step, the challenge, my friends, is not in waiting, but in trusting. It's easy to believe that God is faithful when everything is going the way we want it to go. It's easy to trust when the doors are wide open and the path is clear, but true faith is forged in the waiting. It's tested when we can't see the next step. It's refined when we don't understand why things are the way they are. But I tell you today, you have a God who sees the bigger picture. You have a God who is not limited by time or space. He knows what lies ahead, and He will lead you to the door that is perfectly designed for your life. And when that door opens, it will not be a door that brings confusion or regret. It will be a door of purpose, a door that leads you into the fullness of God's plan for you. You may not understand it all now, but trust that God will make it clear in His perfect timing. You may wonder why you've had to walk through so many closed doors. You may question why certain opportunities haven't worked out, but I promise you, God's plan for you is bigger than your disappointment. His purpose for you is greater than your past failures or frustrations. Every closed door, every disappointment, every delay has been part of His sovereign plan to guide you toward the door that is truly meant for you. And when that door opens, don't be afraid to step through it. Don't hold back. Don't hesitate. And don't second guess this. God will open the door, but you must walk through it in faith. He's not going to drag you through it kicking and screaming. He's calling you to step out in boldness, to walk in the courage of the one who's gone before you, the one who has already paved the way. Remember, God's timing is perfect, but His provision is limitless when He opens the door. It's because He's already gone ahead of you to prepare everything you need. The door will not open for you to walk through it in fear, in uncertainty, or in doubt. It will open for you to walk through it in confidence, knowing that you are exactly where God has called you to be. And as you walk through that door, you will find that the road ahead is not just a journey of opportunity. It's a journey of purpose. It's a journey where God will use you in ways you could never have imagined. And this, my friends, is the beauty of walking by faith. We may not always understand the path ahead. We may not always see the open doors, but when we trust God, we know that He has already prepared the way. He has already opened the door that will lead us to the fullness of His plan. And when that door opens, when you step into the next chapter of your life, you will look back and see that every step, every moment, every closed door, every delay was part of God's divine plan for you. So today I encourage you to stop worrying, stop striving, stop trying to make things happen on your own. The right door will open at the right time. Trust that God knows exactly what door is yours, And when it's time for you to walk through it, he will make it clear. Until then, rest in the assurance that he is at work, even when you can't see it. And then son, know this: God's best is always worth the wait. There are moments in life when the path ahead is clouded in uncertainty, when we look at our circumstances and wonder how things will ever change. We've all been there standing before. What seems like an endless wall of unanswered prayers and unfulfilled dreams. But I want to remind you today, God is not caught off guard by your uncertainty. He is not pacing the heavens, wringing his hands, wondering how to fix your situation. No, our God is sovereign, and he knows exactly what you need when you need it, and how he will provide. You see, we are often driven by the immediate, the now, the instant. The culture we live in pushes us to demand results, to seek quick fixes, to rush through the hard seasons and onto something better. But God's ways are not quick, fixed solutions. His ways are rooted in deep, unshakable wisdom. He knows that if he were to simply hand us everything we desire without refining us first, we would miss the very purpose of the journey. You may think you know what you want, but I promise you God's vision for your life is far grander than anything you could imagine. When God leads you to a door, he's not just giving you a new opportunity, he's preparing you for that opportunity. That door, when it opens, will be more than just a passage to a new place. It will be a reflection of the person you are becoming, the person God is shaping in you. Through every trial, every moment of waiting, every prayer that has been whispered in the quiet hours. It is through the waiting, through the uncertainty, that certainty, we grow in the trust that God's plan is unfolding, even when we cannot see it. Think about Abraham. God called him to leave everything he knew, to step into the unknown. God didn't give Abraham a detailed map of the journey. He didn't show him the end result immediately. No, God simply said, go. And Abraham went. He trusted that God would lead him, even when he couldn't see the whole picture. And through that obedience, through that trust, Abraham became the father of many nations. The door that God opened for him wasn't just a door to a new land. It was a door that brought about the fulfillment of God's covenant, a door that changed the course of history. The same is true for you. The door God is leading you to is not just an opportunity for you to succeed. It is a doorway that will impact the lives of others when you walk through the door that God opens for you. It is not just about your comfort, your success, your career. It's about fulfilling the purpose he has placed in you, a purpose that is far beyond anything you could comprehend in this moment. God is positioning you, not just to walk through a door of blessing, but to become a vessel of blessing to others. But there is one thing we must remember: God's doors don't open according to our schedules, and that is a hard truth for many of us to accept. We live in a world that thrives on speed and immediate gratification. We want answers. Now we want change now. But God's timing is perfect, and it is always right. He sees the whole picture. He understands what is happening behind the scenes. He knows what you need, and when you need it, and he is never late. The very waiting that you struggle with is part of his divine plan to prepare you for the fullness of the blessing he has for you. If you find yourself standing in front of a closed door today, wondering why it hasn't opened yet, I urge you not to lose heart. Do not allow frustration or discouragement to cloud your vision. Instead, stand firm in the knowledge that God has a door with your name on it. And when the time is right, he will open it. It may not be in the way you expect it, may not be in the timing you desire, but I promise you, it will be better than anything you could have orchestrated on your own. The door that God opens for you will be the one that fits your purpose perfectly. And I want to remind you, when that door opens, it is not a time to shrink back in fear. No, it's a time to step forward with boldness and confidence, knowing that the God who has guided you this far is the same God who will lead you through that door. You may feel unqualified. You may feel inadequate. But God does not call the qualified, he qualifies the call. He doesn't choose based on your abilities. He chooses based on his ability to work in and through you. The strength you need to walk through the door comes from him alone. When you step through that door, you are not stepping into your own power. You are stepping into His. It's time, my friends, to stop allowing doubt to paralyze you. It's time to stop allowing fear to stand in the way of what God wants to do in your life. I know it's hard. I know the road is not always smooth, but I also know that God is faithful. He will lead you to the right door, and when you walk through it, He will give you everything you need to fulfill His purpose. The world may try to tell you that you need to have it all figured out, that you need to be in control of every aspect of your life. Control of everything He is calling you to trust Him with everything He is asking you, to relinquish the need to control and to embrace the freedom that comes from surrendering to His plan. And when you let go of the need to force open doors on your own, you will see how much greater plan is than anything you could have planned. His ways are higher. His timing is perfect. His love for you is unfathomable. So today I urge you, stop worrying, stop striving, stop chasing after things that are not meant for you. Trust that God knows which door is yours. And when the time is right, He will open it. Until then, walk in the assurance that He is with you, that He is guiding you, and that His plan for your life is far greater than you could ever imagine. The door is coming. And when it opens, you will see that it was worth every moment of waiting. Trust Him, for He is faithful as we stand here. Today I want you to understand one thing with all your heart. The God who called you is faithful, and the God who has been with you through every struggle, every triumph, every season of uncertainty is the same God who will see you through to the end. His promises never fail, and His love never wavers. You may not see the path right now. You may not understand why the doors are closed, why the answers seem delayed. But know this: He is working on your behalf, shaping you, refining you, preparing you for the greatness that He has in store. So I challenge you today, let go of your worries, release your doubt, and trust the one who knows the plans He has for you. The door you've been waiting for is coming, but it will come in God's perfect timing. Not yours. It'll be the door that aligns with His will, with His purpose for your life. And when that door opens, when it swings wide before you, will you step with boldness, with faith, with the confidence that you are walking not in your own strength, but in His? I urge you to make the decision today to stop chasing after doors that God hasn't opened for you. Stop trying to force your way into places and opportunities that He has not designed for you. Instead, He has not designed for you instead. Embrace the peace that comes from trusting in His plan. Embrace the patience that comes from knowing that He is doing a work in you. And when that door finally opens, know that it will lead you into something greater than you ever thought possible. You were not created for mediocrity. You were not created to wander aimlessly. You were created for a purpose, an eternal purpose that God Himself has set in motion. Don't let fear keep you from that purpose. Don't let doubt steal your destiny. No matter what doors are before you today, no matter what obstacles seem to stand in your way, remember, God knows the door that is meant for you. He will open it, and when He does, you will walk into a future filled with hope, filled with blessing, and filled with the power of His presence. So my friends, step forward in faith today. Trust that God is guiding you. Trust that His door is waiting for you. And when that opens, step boldly into the life that He has prepared for you. Your journey is not over. It's only just beginning. Trust the process. Trust the timing. And above all, trust Him in this moment. Make the decision to place your life fully in the hands of the one who holds the keys to every door. And as you do, you will discover that the best is yet to come. Walk in faith. Walk in purpose. Walk in the assurance that the God who knows which door is yours will never leave you, nor forsake you. Now go knowing that He is opening doors for you, even as you walk through the ones He's already opened. Trust in Him, for His plans are far greater than anything you could ever imagine.